Today I have the lovely Lauren with me. Hi Lauren, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so my author name is LG Campbell. I started writing over 2 years ago. Didn't It's something I didn't always say that I wanted to do, but I love reading non-stop. So you get your own ideas and then you start writing, and then literally I've been writing and not stopping. So I tend to sort of write romantic suspense or dark romance, and I've also got a couple of standalone romantic comedies too. And I'm still learning how this all works all the time. It's like you learn something new every day. And it's been, actually, I have to say, the book community and everyone's been just amazing. It's been brilliant. Love every minute.
And what made you finally take that leap and write to be published?
My husband clicked publish. I was too scared to do it, and he was like, no, you're doing it, and I did it. And and it's just I needed that push, I think, to get it out there. Otherwise I would have just carried on writing in quiet and not releasing anything.
And what made you choose that particular genre?
It's just something I've always read. I've read a few sort of like biographies and things and factual books and stuff, but I like how so I've read like paranormal romance. I just like how it can just literally skim on every kind of trope, so you can have the dark and the mystery of who done it side of things, but then with a little bit of steam on the side. And I quite enjoy making my readers cry, and that sounds awful and evil, but if I can make a reader cry or make them have some emotion, I get really happy. I promise I'm a nice person. I don't do it all the time. I get happy when people feel that from reading a book.
I get that. And who's been your favourite character that you've written so far?
Oh God, blimey. There's probably two, well, maybe three actually. Female character leads. One was called Rose, and she's just very say it how it is, kind of the person that myself, or probably most people, wish that you could just be that confident to say what you feel, put someone that's in their place and everything else. The other one would be a character called Esme, who's she's a bit of a klutz, she's funny, and just I think you can relate to her a bit more. And then another character is, I haven't written his book yet, but he features in some, one called Jesus, which he's quite a sick and psychotic character, but he's really fun to write, and I really enjoy writing him. He's very much like the Joker type personality, which is really good fun. So yeah.
Awesome. Without any spoilers, what's been your most fun scene or chapter to write, and what's been the most difficult?
There's a few. I'm trying to think of a way that I can say it without giving it away. Probably the most difficult one to write was in Tears of Joy, and I can't say anything about it because it just gives it away. But it completely destroyed me writing it, because it's quite personal. But the most fun, I can't think off the top of my head of the most sort of fun scene to write. I know I'm going to sound like a real kind of sick person, but I quite enjoy writing the almost like torture scene in the book, or like it just where I have to think of the details and think. I find it quite fascinating learning things to put in that. So quite a lot in my MC series, There's quite a lot of that in there. So I did some research and stuff, and I found writing those scenes quite enjoyable because I'm learning. I'm not a sick and psychotic person, but I just find it really interesting.
So have you had to do a lot of research for your books, and what has been the most interesting thing you found while researching?
Yeah, I've done a bit because some are placed in America, so obviously things are worded differently sometimes, and I have to remember to try and change that. So that side of it's interesting. And the bizarre fact, and again, it's going to make me sound like I'm some kind of serial killer, and I'm not, is that when you watch all the movies and stuff, when they just break someone's neck like that, and like when they're fighting, that can't actually happen. I had to Google it. I was like, oh, you can't actually do that to a person. It wouldn't kill them instantly. It's none of that what we see. I was like, oh, that's just what we always believe, but it's not. It's complete false. So that was the random interesting fact that sticks with me forever, is that someone can't just die like that just by you cricking their neck, personally.
Yeah.
People aren't going to come and talk to me now. They're going to be like, there's that crazy lady that researches death and how to die.
You know, there are crime writers there, right? It's fine. You're fine. It's all good.
So yeah.
They will love it, actually, because they're weirder than that. So, you know, all sorts of ways of getting people. They might give you some tips.
Actually, yeah, that might help, actually, yeah.
Will this be your first signing event?
Yes, it will. I was supposed to sign last year in Seattle and at Blackpool, but obviously it all got, because of COVID, pushed right back. And they're all pushed back till next year, but my first ever one will be Tales on Trent, and I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Is there anyone there that you're particularly looking forward to catching up with or meeting? I'm
really looking forward to catching up with Jessica Ames, because we've been talking for a while and never actually met. So I can't wait to hug her, just to annoy her. I'm looking forward to doing that. But there's so many, like I can't even think off the top of my head. Like there's so many people that I've seen or spoken to briefly, and it's just nice. Going to be nice to actually meet them in person and meet new people as well. I can't wait.
Yeah. And are you planning on getting lots of signed books while you're there?
Yes, I'm a huge I don't know how I love swag. I love having everything signed. I love collecting books. So yes, I will be just as fangirling as any other person that's just a reader there. I'll be just as bad.
And how many books have you written so far?
10 is, well, my 10th one is just about to be released on Friday. And I've also part of 11, technically, including a part of a charity anthology for cancer research. So yeah.
So you'll have plenty, and then will there be any more by the time we get around to May?
Yes, and I think it might be 3 more by then. I'm completely not the most organised person at all, and I barely know what day it is. So
don't worry. And are you a big reader? Do you read all sorts, or do you find that you can't when you're writing?
I find because I'm quite badly dyslexic, so I can't read while writing a book, because otherwise it's either one or all. So it's either all in reading or all in writing. I can't do both. So I'm currently trying to really push my writing to get so far ahead that next year I can go, oh, I'm going to take a few weeks off and I'm just going to binge read everything on my to be read list, or as much as I can, just so I can, because I miss it. I do miss being able to just read and read and read all the time.
Yeah, is your TBR ridiculous and out of control like the rest of us?
Yes, completely out of control.
I reckon I need to live to about 200 at the minute to even contemplate finishing it. Not for what's already there, but what's going to keep being added.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, no, exactly the same. The thing is, there's so many authors just keep bringing out these books. I'm like, oh, click, click, and then my Kindle's just like, you're not reading me, why do you keep adding more and more? But I can't help it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, if they're there, then you'll get around to them eventually.
Exactly.
Oh dear. I've totally forgotten what I was going to ask now. What do you like to do when you're not writing, or if you ever get any free time?
Do you know what? I don't know. I don't think I do anything else because I'm a mum. So it's like, if it's not that, it's the kids or walking the dog. I don't know. I honestly, I can't think of much. There's only a few TV series that I watch. I'm not a big TV person because I've always been reading rather than watching TV. So yeah, really, I mean, I'm at a few drinks with friends, but even then, because we're parents, you don't get to do it very often. So that's like probably once a year. I'm really boring, really boring.
I'm sure that's not true. You're an author, I think is really cool. So that's never gonna. Is there one surprising fact that no one will know about you?
Oh, I was on Live and Kicking as a child. That's probably about as surprising as it gets. If people even know what Live and Kicking is, because there are people that are still babies in my eyes that don't know what Live and Kicking was. So I met Mr. Blobby, so that's exciting.
That's pretty cool.
But that's about it, really.
I like that. That's cool. Well, I won't ask you anything else, but I will ask you to just remind everyone where they can find out more about you if they wish, and where they can get your books from before you take over our page.
So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, but please don't judge me on there. I'm old. I'm not, it's not very cool. And I am on Twitter, but I'm terrible for posting on there. And LG Campbell author is my thing, and I've got a readers group as well. But all my books are available on Amazon and free on Kindle Unlimited as well. So yes, it's all available there, everywhere, just on Amazon.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, and we're very much looking forward to meeting you next year.
Thank you. I can't wait to see you all.
Same.